may have heard about the South Belfast residents who fear they may be out of their homes for an entire year after June's floods. We heard from some of them yesterday. Many of the houses affected are in the process of being dried out. But how exactly do you go about getting rid of the mess, the smell and the water in these circumstances? Our reporter Ewan McConville spoke to one man whose job it is to get things back to normal as quickly and as effectively as possible. He began by asking David Gamble how the process of drying out a house begins.
This machine is a Class 1 dehumidifier. It's capable of pumping out probably about 45 litres of water per day. The other machines on the floor circulating high volumes of air are fans or air movers. Really, they will circulate the air and allow the dehumidifiers then to capture the water or the moisture out of the air, contain it within a receptacle in the back of the machine and pump it then straight out. There's no messing about. You don't have to empty buckets. It's automatic pump out, so there's no worries of the machines overflowing or problems in that way.
And this would be going 24 hours a day?
Absolutely. It's important that they are kept going. We have had incidents before where the policyholder may turn it off at night. Certainly they are quite noisy, in particular the air movers, but even if the dehumidifiers are left on, they're still taking the moisture out of the air. The danger if they're turned off for a period of time, then the moisture builds up in the air and then can cause mould on wallpaper and other surfaces.
And how long has this one been going and how long is left to go?
This one's been running about 4 weeks now, and we're hopeful maybe by the end of this week we can then certify it as being dry. The first thing is we would use an antimicrobial spray. Effectively that'll kill any microorganisms and any bacteria that may be on or in any of the property, the walls, the floors, really make it safe. And certainly, yes, there was sewage in the water, but with the amount of flood water there was, it is quite well diluted. You're not actually dealing with maybe a burst sewer pipe that is putting raw sewage out into the property, so it is quite well diluted, but even so it still has to be treated. Once we've that done, then we'd place in dehumidifiers. In Mr. Quinn's house, I think in total we had 5 dehumidifiers, maybe up on 10 air movers or fans, and they're vital because they will then make the air circulate and create a real vortex in every room. And from there, then the air movers, and in conjunction with the dehumidifiers, will then draw the moisture out, and it's pumped either outside or into a drain, and therefore it speeds up the whole process. Without air movers, then really a dehumidifier is completely wasted. It will only absorb the moisture really straight around it,
This effectively becomes a very arid, dry heat in the house.
Yeah, initially you will feel dampness, and you will also smell the dampness until the antimicrobial works and you get a certain amount of moisture out. And as that works harder and faster, then the air will become more dry and can become quite warm at times, but optimal drying conditions will be 25 degrees C.
And that was David Gamble talking there to our reporter Ewan McConville about science behind drying out houses affected by that flooding.